He works in an office filled with 50 years of accomplishment. Graphic artist and filmmaker Saul Bass, a gentleman by nature, attributes much of his success to learning how to fight, how to defend his work. His teacher was that volatile Austrian, Otto Preminger. For the director's film about drug addiction, Bass designed promotional artwork daring in its reliance on a single image, with no pictures of stars. Preminger stood by his man.
Over the objections of almost anybody who counted in the field, who was naturally terribly worried about the fact that we didn't, for instance, have a photograph of Kim Novak and Sinatra, who were no small shakes at that time. And to everyone's surprise, except apparently Otto, this campaign really took off.
And so did the career of Saul Bass, a man who rejected the old school of loading artwork with pictures and plot lines.
It's really a very reductionist point of view. The notion is that there is a single image that takes a highly reductive form and is terribly simple and metaphorical, but at the same time is provocative.
It wasn't enough that Saul Bass redefined advertising artwork. His creative vision soon influenced actual film production. Before Saul Bass, a film's opening credits were often an unimaginative listing of names. After he got involved, people started using the phrase title sequence production. Saul Bass had invented an art form.
My position was the first frame of film, whatever it is the first frame of the film. And the film begins then. We tried it on The Man with the Gold Number. By God, it was very effective.
A title sequence by Saul Bass sets a mood and prepares an audience for what follows. Spartacus, on which his wife Elaine collaborated, marks the change of the Roman Empire from a republic to a dictatorship. The cracking head of Crassus symbolizes the ultimate disintegration of Rome. Walk on the Wild Side profiles the seamy characters of Depression-era New Orleans. Here, Saul Bass wants the ordinary to appear menacing.
How do you get somebody to see a cat as though you were seeing it for the first time? Now, that's when it was an exotic creature, not a known creature. That's what I tried to do there.
Having produced title sequences for Vertigo and North by Northwest, by the time he worked on Psycho, Saul Bass had earned the respect of Alfred Hitchcock. So much so, the master counted on his creative visions for key scenes in the film.
It was an extraordinary notion, killing the star of the film in the first reel. You know, it was 10 minutes into the film and Janet Leigh was gone. I mean, that was about as shocking as the sequence itself.
Hitchcock requested and Bass delivered a shot-by-shot storyboard of the murder. Bass envisioned quick cuts, not in the Hitchcock style of continuous shots that follow action.
I was walking in where angels fear to tread. I didn't even understand how one had to be concerned about that. I said, it looks okay to me, it'll work. And
the director allowed his protege to set up each shot exactly as storyboarded. The result made film history, and Saul Bass gives all the credit to Hitchcock.
The director is in charge. It was Hitch's. He approved it. He encouraged me to do that.
With dozens of title sequences to his credit, Saul Bass returned to conveying an idea with a single graphic image. His employer this time, the cream of corporate America.
And it makes sense. You know, a trademark for a firm is an evocation of what that firm is all about, of where it is, where it intends to go, and it shares certain characteristics with the film, except, of course, the form that it takes can't be quite as emotional.
Each day for 30 years, Saul Bass and all America have seen his trademarks fly by, drive by, stand on supermarket shelves and kitchen cabinets.
The amusing thing about it is, as the kids grew up, naturally we would say, oh yeah, Daddy designed that and so forth. And they thought I owned those companies. You see, and it was a terrible shock when they got old enough to understand that all I did was I designed their I don't own those companies, but they thought it was lovely for a while.
15 years since his last title sequence, Saul and Elaine Bass were asked by director Jim Brooks to work on broadcast news. Then, Martin Scorsese called.
He said that when he was a kid, he used to see, the titles that I did, my early titles for Now at the Golden Arm and Bonjour Tristesse and all of that. And he said he used to, God, I don't know how old he was at the time. He used to go back and storyboard stuff that were sort of takeoffs on those things, which was, very, very endearing. Would I want to work on a title? But would I want to work on a title? Well, you bet your ass. It's really been an extraordinary experience working with Marty, and we've really, his attitude, his point of view, his encouragement and belief, has really enabled us to do some of our best work.
When do you know it's right? I don't want to touch it anymore.
You just know.
Concisely eloquent with word and image. That's Saul Bass, the man, the artist.
My life and my work are intertwined. One can't be truly separated from the other.
For Classic Hollywood, I'm Peter Jones.